facing the police every single day.
Well,
You don't allow food, drink.
What's that?
No outside food, drink. Can you see the bag?
yeah, there's nothing in here. So this is official. I'm not in here yet. So this is an official government meeting. All right. So I can get signatures out here.
No, you cannot unless it's been approved.
Did you told everybody that?
Hold on one second. I'll get someone who can help you.
Okay. That's interesting.
It's going to be the meeting room right here for the...
Excuse me, ma'am.
What are you doing, Izzy? You have to be here.
No water. Can I put this in your truck? Just one thing.
All right.
One moment, please.
Why are you calling the cops?
I'm sorry?
Are you calling the cops, or what
I
are you
have a
asking?
house full of police officers.
Okay. Good. There you
Good.
go. Good.
Are we having a problem?
Oh my God, mellow down. You're supposed to be a Christian. What is that? Can I look it up? Psalm 46:5. Okay.
How can I help you? Because it's getting personal, so how can I
I
help
know.
you?
I don't know why she's flipping out.
How can I
okay,
help you, sir?
so
I'm not sure.
So this is a government meeting.
We
right?
have someone on the way to help you.
Yes.
So you need to just stand by like I asked you to.
Okay, can you?
And you need to wait. Okay, thank you.
This is my director.
Okay.
That is your contact right there.
All right. And
This gentleman's getting all sorts of argumentative.
no,
Very-
wow, I am
wants
not.
signatures.
Okay, that's fine as long as you're outside.
Whoa!
You're
Can
fine
you
outside.
tell your dog to back
You're fine
down?
outside.
Oh, goodness. Wow, that's totally inappropriate.
What's that?
Helping your case right now, okay?
For free speech?
If you want to get signatures, you stay outside and do it.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, how
Good
are
to
you,
see you.
buddy?
Watch out, they hate free speech, man. Is Roger Eaton going to do the right thing and reopen the grand jury on white people killing black people in prison? Oh, okay. I don't want to vote for him if he's not going to do the right thing and reopen that grand jury. I think it sounds racist.
How are you?
Dad, we're not free yet. Careful what they'll say. They'll crucify like they did Jesus. Overturn that money table, man. Come on. I want to hear it. I want to see it on the video later.
Words don't go together very well on the same piece of whatever fabric.
Well, on the Bible it said, sell your loincloth for a knife. I think this is way better than the knife.
Well,
And it's redacted, so it's not a bad word.
the Bible doesn't sell your own.
Do you know how many cities God ruined? God killed everybody on the planet except for one family. Trying to rid us of tyranny. Now we got tyranny back with Charlotte County. Hey, careful!
Big boy.
Hey, careful while you're overturning that money table. They could crucify you like they did Jesus, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody.
I think if you talk about anti-state, you got a winner.
Now somebody said the bad word is bad, but yet God was destroying cities and everybody on the planet, right? So
I kind of agree. Like the F and the Jesus thing are not like congruent, but
right.
But you can definitely say he was a libertarian.
Oh, big time.
Free-association.
Hey, now remember the Bible. It said, "Sell your loincloth for a knife." Would you rather I have a knife or this?
I'm not going to go there.
The sign. That's correct. Hey, do not vote for Roger Eaton. Roger Eaton believes in white people killing black people in prison. They called all these cops here because I'm here. Is that sad? Just because they knew I wanted to flip that money table and be put on a cross, stabbed in the side, right? Okay, is this better than the abortion one?
Yes.
Okay.
This is perfect.
But they said the F word is bad, but it's redacted. And the Bible says sell your loincloths for a knife. It's better I have this than a knife, right?
There you go.
Yes. And do not vote for Roger Eaton. He supports white guards killing black guys in prison. Bad. We're not free yet. We are not free.
Later on today, we'll be free. You never know.
I think they're going to overrule you.
Hello, how are you? Do you remember me? I'm Matt. Good to see you again. I miss you.
You dare do that? Dude, you should. I can't wait for you to see the video. It happened inside.
You have the same right as every other
You
citizen.
should see what they did to me the instant I walked in. This freaking biatch on my anus. Wow. Thank you. That's right. You remember Jesus overturned the money tables, right?
I'm a Christian, but that word still.
But it's redacted, so it's not bad. And the Bible said sell your loincloths for a knife. I think the sign is better than a knife. What do you think?
Well, when my ex had his fist in my face and abused me, he used that word a lot, so it gives me.
Oh. But you do remember the Bible, they destroyed cities, right?
I just finished Judges. I just finished reading Judges.
Okay, can you please judge them? And do not vote for Roger Eaton.
Severely.
Okay, do not vote for Roger Eaton. He supports white guards killing a black guy. I should have brought the sign, Roger Eaton supports KKK. Damn it. Even Jesus fought the man. You know what I mean? Yep. Watch what you say. They could crucify you. I don't know about that. Why, you're here for the meeting about taxes?
Yes.
That's the one. Right in there.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Overturn that money table like Jesus said you should. Thank you. Did you overturn that money table?
Sure.
Like Jesus did? I hope they don't crucify you like they did Jesus. You got to be careful. You could be Trump nowadays, right? Are you going to overturn some money tables?
Excuse me?
Are you going to overturn some money tables like Jesus did? Just be careful doing it. They could crucify you just like they did Jesus.
Well,
Or Trump you, whichever.
yeah,
Yes.
I know what you mean.
yeah. Well, they're already doing it.
They are doing it. Look what they did to the January 6th guy. He wasn't even freaking there, man.
What?
Yes. What is it? 20 years, right?
Wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
They're already doing it. That's why we're here fighting.
That's correct. It's out of control.
So we're gonna see. We had to get dinner and we got off work, so we're late.
Okay, so please tell me. I see you're with the party. There's going to be more coming, right? Because this is a sad turnout, man.
It is. It is.
I was
even
shocked.
I
I was
even asked
shocked.
my co-worker if she's gonna come.
Yep.
She said, I said, what? You didn't
Unbelievable, man. This is sad. You remember the first one, we had tons of people, but you know why they do a second one? Because they know that the people will forget the second, correct?
No, it's a game. They played their game. We're in their world.
That is correct.
We're in their world, so we're going to expose them a little bit.
Well, remember the founding fathers said you have the right to take our country back, right?
Yeah, we're trying to.
All right, do it, man.
I know you are too.
All right. I hope you don't end up on the cross. I did, and it sucked. Yes. I know. You know who I am. There you go. All right, you have a good day. Did you overturn the money table? Is this a trick to get us back in here because everybody forgets the second meeting?
I mean, yeah, but I said my piece, so I'm ready to go.
Right. So this is a
but
sad
this-
turnout, though, right?
It's a what?
This is a sad turnout, right? Like the
I
first one was
would agree
way
with
better.
you. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, you know, this can affect people very, very adversely. The
Correct.
kind of tax increases. You would think that they would say, well, let's go out there and let them know what we think, but.
Well, they tried doing the first one, and then they said we'll do a second one. But again, like I said, everybody forgets the second one, right? Kinda.
Well, I mean, we just had our MSVU meeting. That was the one where the is the 25% increase.
Right.
So we just had that one, and then there's going to be another one for budgeting, and I don't know who's going to go for that and what they're going to say
Right.
for that as well. But,
All right.
We'll see. I mean, the big thing to me, if we can get it, there seems to be enough interest in a recall. I really think that there is. If we do
Very
a good.
good.
If we do a good job, I mean, we met three groups met yesterday. The Assembly, the Liberty Caucus, and the Libertarians met yesterday to discuss that.
A recall on the one they want to.
Commissioners. No.
Wow, very good. And I heard they just want to pass a new thing. The commissioners can only serve for a certain period, right?
Yeah, I think that's a state regulation.
Yes.
That they want to do.
That needs to be done, though, correct? I mean,
of course it needs to be done. And there's also when I was looking up recall on the internet, there's also something on there that where there's actually legislation being discussed to change the recall regulation. Of course they do that all the time anyway. They always update stuff, but I'm not sure what the change is. But we looked at when we were discussing it yesterday. People had the impression that you have to have this really strong legal, almost like a criminal indictment of the people to recall them.
Like they did Trump.
Yeah, kind of like what they're doing to Trump. But that's not the case. The Miami mayor was recalled in 2011.
Right.
Okay. The reason he was recalled was because of the taxes he raised and the salaries that he raised. That was the
Interesting.
reason. Yeah.
And that's exactly what they're doing here.
Yes, that's exactly.
So go to their documents, copy them, and refile them.
Well, actually, I was looking for their documents yesterday, and I couldn't find them. But it's not a big deal.
Right.
You just need to submit to the court you have to get the signatures. There's a timeline that you have to do this in, and that's the difficulty. So don't even try to do it until you can meet that timeline.
Right.
Then get the signatures in, and I think you're going to have to do that signatures by district. I don't know. We're fucked up here because if you want to do a commissioner,
yep.
And your district for that commissioner should be the what you should be looking for the 10%.
Right.
But I think because of the way the county works, it's a single election, so it may require 10% for the whole county. But we want to do all of the commissioners.
Right.
I had it on my thing, but one of the people that was speaking talked about recall. Carl York talked about recall as well. So he said, there's talk about recall. I don't know if they're going to listen to it, but I'm going to try to make sure that they know that it's a serious effort.
Right.
Because if they really feel it's a serious effort, they're going to go back to the drawing boards.
Right.
We're just trying to get them to to share the pain. People, the inflation is fucking people up.
It is, absolutely.
And they're going like, it ain't no problem. We're short of money. We'll just raise taxes.
Right.
That's
right.
Huh?
Right. It is very, very sad. By the way, how do you like the new sign? Good, bad?
I'm not that I'm religious, but I'm Jewish.
All right. But Jesus flipped the money tables because he was sick of it, right?
Well, if you go into the real history of what happened, it's a lot more complicated than that. And I read Christian. There's a thing called the Jesus Project. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't heard of that one.
It's a project by Christian theologians that try to look at history in a more where they can back up the history of what they're saying. So what they're saying is that what was happening with the moneylenders is that people would go from all over to the temple because that was the requirement. You had to go to the temple to do a sacrifice and that kind of stuff. Well, you get people from all over the place and possibly other countries, coming to the Jerusalem temple, and they need to buy a goat or a chicken or whatever for a sacrifice, and so they have to have money changers there, and that's what those guys are doing.
Wow.
They're lending money, they're changing money.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting.
So they had a real purpose. Now the thing about my understanding is with Jesus was already going into the thing saying, look, all this stuff about sacrifice, that's not the real issue.
Right.
The real issue is being nice to people,
Right.
being kind to people, being a good person.
Right.
Okay? He was one of a number. The figure I just heard the other day was like 1,000 of people preaching the same kind of stuff.
Right.
At that time, and so he thought that the money lenders, was or the money changers, whatever. He thought that they were. This was like, let's say you go to a birthday party, and you have someone over there saying, I'm gonna sell caps at this. I'm gonna make money by selling caps at the birthday. That's not the purpose of the birthday party.
That's correct.
Okay, so that was kind of like his focus, and say, this is crass. This is not seemly to have this kind of commerce in a holy temple.
Right.
You got it. You got it.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's not that they were bad people. They were just trying to make a living, also. But and the whole idea of money changers, I think, you don't respect the humanity of what the commerce was in that day. I mean, this was a civilization. Jerusalem was a city. It had a temple. It had aqueducts. It had people. It had they had workers and stuff like that. And among them were these people who made a living doing finances. Were they evil? Probably not.
Right.
Were they unseemly? Probably yes.
Right.
Okay, so that's the that's my take on it. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. But you do agree both Jesus and God fought tyranny all the time, right? I mean, God burned down cities and killed everybody on the planet except for one family. Trying to get rid of tyranny, right?
Well, I mean, if you agree in the literal interpretation of the Bible,
right?
Which I don't, then,
right?
Then yes. But I don't think Jesus fought tyranny at all. I think what he did is he tried to, there's this thing called rabbinic Judaism. You know what that is?
I don't know that one.
Okay. So after the temple was cut down, okay, people said, well, we don't need a temple.
Right.
We can just do this in the company of our own houses.
Right.
And practice with God more directly. Well, guess what? That's what Jesus said too.
Right.
You see,
yeah.
Rabbinic Judaism and the Jesus things were very compatible with each other for the first 100 years after his crucifixion.
Right.
So and then it split. Why did it split? Because the Romans made it a state religion, and then if it was a state religion, the way the Romans, it's my way or the highway.
That's correct.
And so no other religions were allowed after that.
Well, that's what they're doing here, right? My way or the highway.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm out here with this.
Okay. Well, you're not talking about commissioners here. You should put a sign there.
I'm just making the point out that all the way back then, even they fought tyranny, right?
Well, at that time, you got to remember, during the time of the temple, when Jesus was there,
right?
Who was running that place?
God?
No, Rome.
Oh, interesting.
Rome,
right?
Oh yeah, Rome was running that place. And Rome, the way Romans worked it out is that you paid your taxes, and we. And you do what we tell you to do, and we'll leave you alone. If you don't, we'll string you up and crucify you.
That's interesting that you say that. Do you believe we're kind of at the end of, like the end of Rome was right now?
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
Look, everything is illegal, right? You say anything and you will be crucified, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look what they're doing to Trump. Look at how many people are in the paper every single day.
No, there's a lot of people who are saying the era of the American empire is over.
Right.
We are heading down.
Absolutely agree with that.
Heading down.
Absolutely agree with that.
It's interesting, the great empires in the past, Rome had several great empires. If you add them up together, it's like 1,000 years, more than 1,000 years.
Right.
Ethiopians like 600 years. You realize that there was an Ethiopian empire?
I did not
years,
know.
And there's a Persian empire. There is a Turkish empire. Turkish empire lasted 600 years.
Wow.
Ours lasted how long?
A couple hundred years.
Yeah, and we're down, and we're not going to get back up.
Oh, that's depressing. Why, we're going to switch to a democracy now where everybody says crucify him and they will again?
No, there was a conference held this last week called the BRICS conference. Have you heard of it? You know what that is?
I have. They want to go to digital. No, is that the one that wants to go to digital?
BRICS
Oh, that was with
Brazil,
Putin. Yes,
Russia,
yes. They want to get rid of the dollar.
Right.
And they want to switch
South
us to a digital dollar, right?
India.
In case you're a bad man, we can take your money away, right?
Okay. The digital is a separate thing.
Right.
But what the BRICS wants to do is they want to challenge the dollar.
Yep.
Okay. The dollar is backed by what right now?
Oil, supposedly.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, that too. That is correct.
The dollar is backed by nothing. It was backed originally in gold, and then 30% in gold, and now nothing.
That's correct.
Okay. So they want to. The BRICS countries had a meeting, and they had 60 other countries that want to join them, and they're saying, no. You have to show us that that your currency, if you want to trade your currency with our currency, is stable. In other words, it's backed up by something.
Right.
So most of the countries, they said, no, you ain't got enough there to. But if you've got like rare earth minerals or stuff like that,
oh
you know,
yeah,
then you might. So what happens if we go to BRICS? 60 countries. That would destroy the dollar.
Right.
Okay. If the dollar is destroyed, our financial system goes like this.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Absolutely.
And that's the end. That really is the end.
That sucks.
I know.
You made my day.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
I can see that. I can see that.
You're such a happy person. You have a good day, man.